All right, so let's talk about metalloids. Metalloids are kind of the weirdest part of the periodic table because they act like both metals and nonmetals, and they can be classified as either, just depending on their characteristics. So here's some metalloids that you may or may not have heard of. Boron is this guy. This is silicon, which is making your computer work right now, and all of your cellular phones and most other modern technology. And this is arsenic, which I've got that sample of, and it is highly poisonous. These three things look very metallic. So just on looking at them, they look like metals. But some properties of metalloids are weird. They're in between metals and nonmetals, so they share some properties with both. They conduct heat and electricity, kind of. Some are shiny, they are hard, but they also share properties of the nonmetals. They're brittle, they don't bend, some are dull. So silicon, for example, which is this one, is called a semiconductor, which means that it kind of conducts heat and it kind of conducts electricity. That's really good for computers because back in the day, computers had to be really big because they had to be cooled. They conducted the metals that were in them that made up the chips were in order to keep them cool, because they conduct so much electricity. In order to keep them cool, they had to be really big. Semiconductors like silicon allowed for microchips to be created, which don't get as hot and which can work a whole lot quicker because they're a lot more efficient. So semiconductors are a good thing. They don't conduct that much electricity, but they do still carry a charge. So metalloids are really probably one of the most interesting parts of the periodic table. And you see, looking at where they're located, these green ones, they are located like in between. So metals are all on this side, and these are nonmetals. And right in the middle, you have the metalloids because they share some of those same properties. So be sure that you're able to identify where metalloids are on the periodic table, and that'll do it. Make sure you take the quizzes, and make sure that if you have any questions about properties of metals, nonmetals, and metalloids, that you rewatch these videos because you will absolutely be quizzed on them.